Hey everybody, welcome. In this screencast, I'm going to show you how to use GeoGebra's Groups feature effectively as an LMS platform. Very similar to Google Classroom, actually. You can do right within GeoGebra. All right, so let's get started, and we'll do that. Screen share. Okay, so now let's minimize, and we'll get up Chrome. All right, so what you need to do is log into GeoGebra. I'm logged in right here. You want to go to this tab here that says Groups. Okay, first we got to create our group. So I'll create a group. Every time I taught, I use the group as a class. So I'll call this a sample class. Okay, I'll just hit save. And so there's the access code to get in the group right there. So any member that wants to join your group, like AKA your students, will need to type in that code only once they go to make that code there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the role of the student now. Let me copy that. All right, so I have two student accounts here, one in Safari, the other in Firefox here. All right, and so these students are both logged in. Each student will now go to groups, and then they're going to enter a group code, and that's the code that I got from there. Hit join, and see how I'm in that group sample class that I just created 30 seconds ago. I'll do the same for this student over here. Fake student 1 and fake student 2. Here we go. We are now both in the group sample class. Notice that there's nothing here. So let me minimize this, and let's take the driver's seat where the teacher sits here for a second here. Nope, that's the Hangout. I'm sorry. Go back to Chrome. Chrome. There's Chrome. Nope, that's the screen again. Where did Chrome go? There's a quick way to get it. Sample class. Sorry about that. So now, what I'm going to do is assign, I can do a lot of different things. I could post resources here. I could communicate with my class through a post. I can create an announcement and say hello and welcome. And I can add GeoGebra resources here if I really want to. I can create one. I can find an existing one just to show you here. Let's say area of a circle. I'll add it and post it. And it's kind of like a Facebook wall. It'll just you'll just see that you can fill this up with announcements. Students come in the class, or they open it up. Oh, what did the teacher post while I was at lunch? Right? That's one way. Okay, but now what I want to do is actually assign what we call a GeoGebra task within the group. I can create a task right here, or I could just go shopping for free, obviously, over here. And I found an activity called making perpendicular bisectors. So what I'll do, and I like it, say, just the way it is, or maybe I've modified it, called it my own, whatever. But now, let's say I find this GeoGebra resource I really like. I can assign it to all the students within my class or my group here. So I go to the share icon here up in the corner, and I'll do existing group, okay? And notice that this group has is called sample class. It pops up right here, so I'll click it. And it brings me right back into my group. Okay, so I might title it warm up, and I'll tell my students, okay, hey, get started ASAP! Exclamation mark. I can give it a due date. I can make it due, say, today. All right, and see that question mark right there is indication of a task. All right, so I'll post it. Now that has been posted. Now, this is pretty interesting. Look at the 4 words that are up here in my group. The last word here says feedback. All right. But if you look at it from the students' perspectives, which I'll bring up right here again, fake student 2 and fake student 1, right? Notice that word is actually called tasks. And if I go to the tasks tab, notice that warm up is in this student's inbox. And it's also right in the student's inbox. So each of these 2 students have something now to do. That was a task that you just assigned to them like 30 seconds ago. Okay, so let's actually, let me play the role of fake student 1 here. And I'll click on the warm up. It says, okay, I'll go here. And the directions are here, right? And so on and so forth. And so now I'll literally do what I have to do here. Notice there's a turn in button at the very bottom. Okay, when you assign a GeoGebra task, that's analogous to the submit button you see in Google Classroom. Okay, so this acts literally just like Google Classroom. All right, so we can make a polygon here. 1, 2, 3. right? We'll just do the perpendicular bisectors of each side very quickly, just like we asked the student to do. We'll plot the point of intersection, get the circumcenter, circle with center through point, and there we go. Okay, and my construction is now, say, complete. Simple activity, right? And there it is. Now, if there were questions here, why does the circle pass through the other two vertices? I could say, I don't know. You tell me. You know why? You know what here? So, yeah. So I'm going to now hand my work in. Notice here, I'll even make my triangle look very obtuse, kind of like this, and I'll leave some of the circle off the screen just to show you there. And I'm going to hit, hello to the teacher, and then I'll turn it in. So fake student 1 just finished the work, and notice here that that checkbox is an indicator of that the student indicated to the teacher that he or she is now, say, complete. Okay. Now let's go to fake student 2. But before we actually work on fake student 2's work, let's just see quickly what the teacher sees again. All right, back in Chrome here and sample class. All right, so I go to my section as a teacher that says feedback. And look at this. I notice here that fake student 1 finished his or her work already. Fake student 2 didn't even open the task yet. So they need a kick in the pants, like you kick in the butt. Get going here, okay? So now fake student 2 is going to do the work. And so we'll warm up here. We'll minimize fake student 1. And we'll take fake student 2. Let's get started. We'll do quickly, but we're not going to do the whole thing just to save time. But I might say answers with some gibberish right here. And let's just say I goof off and all I do is make a triangle. And I'll call it a day. I don't feel like doing this. And so hello as well, exclamation mark. Kind of enter there. And 6 comments there. And then I decide to turn my work in as fake student 2. All right. Notice it says, yes, fake student 2 is complete, but let's now take the role of the teacher here back in the other browser. See what the teacher sees. All right, let me refresh. And lo and behold, hey, look at the students the students say they're done, but let's see the work that they've done here. I can click on fake student 1's work, right? And notice, look right here. See how it literally looks just the way fake student 1 handed the work into me. And the same comments, hello, whatever. And I don't know, you tell me. Now I can choose to communicate with the student as a teacher and say, hey, your work looks great, but please, answer the question, exclamation mark. And I could actually, when I hit enter, when next time student goes in there, they'll see that I've said something. Now, in terms of formative assessment, I can mark this as a teacher as complete or as incomplete or complete. Okay. Now, granted, this is not a grade book by any means. This is not summative assessment. This is formative. It informs the student. It informs you as the teacher, right? It makes sense. So just for hypotheticals, I can mark the student's work as complete, right? And look at this. It actually brings me back. It actually brings me to the next student. As soon as I make a decision, it loaded up fake student 2's, who is the next student within my roster here. Pretty nice. And there's fake student 2's work, and just basically type that same gibberish I typed before as fake student 2 and hello as well. And I might say, hey, please finish. I can comment, please get started. You didn't even start, or you just made a triangle. Finish, right? And then mark it as incomplete. And there we go. Okay, so see my formative assessment kind of like log here, right? Fake student 1 is marked as complete. Fake student 2. Since I, the teacher, marked that student as incomplete, it now shows the student has to still be in progress, okay? Those 4 filters right there. You can filter it anytime with a whole class of, say, 30 or 25 students. Not started, started. You could highlight anything here in this GeoGebra group here that I called sample class. Or, again, you can make as many groups as you want. When I was teaching, I used to, full-time, I created 1 group per course that I taught. And very often I would actually, when I wanted students to discover something, I literally had them go here. And that way, the cool thing here is that their work automatically saves, right? So that if the student came to me for extra help within like 3 weeks from now, hey, go back to that GeoGebra construction that you just did before. Remember? Oh yeah, where was that? That kind of thing. And that way they'll be able to see their work right there and just modify it accordingly. So it's pretty cool. So stop screen sharing there. And that is how you can effectively use GeoGebra's built-in groups feature to the platform as an LMS component, very similar to Google Classroom and many others. So I'm Tim Brzezinski. Thanks for watching. I wish you much success on your teaching and/or learning mathematics. And remember, learning math is a journey. It's not a destination. So GeoGebra is the world's #1 dynamic mathematics app that just makes the learning and discovery of mathematics much more fun, in my opinion, a very enjoyable experience. Thanks for watching.